Hi, this is Deb from CraftyDeb.com, and today we're going to work on Big Bunny Foo-Foo's fluffy tail. Now to do this you need the pattern for Big Bunny Foo-Foo. That can be found at www.craftydeb.com, and we're going to get started on that bunny tail right now. You're going to need a sewing needle, a yarn needle, scissors, and yarn, and a hook. Okay, to start off with, we're just going to start with a magic ring. And our first round is just 6 single crochet right in that ring. We're going to tighten it up, get rid of that hole in the center. And now we're just going to work in the back loops only for the next round. We're just going to insert the hook in the back loop, and we're going to do our 2 single crochet around. This particular bunny tail will work with any kind of stuffed bunny that you need to make. If you have a really big bunny, you would just do a 3rd round, but for Big Bunny Foo-Foo, we're just going to do 2 rounds. Oops. I think we're almost there. Okay, now we're just going to join in the back loop and finish off, and we're going to leave a long tail for sewing for later. Now the next thing we need is pieces of yarn. I've already cut a bunch of these already, and the quickest way to cut them is figure out about how big you need, and then just fold it over for a good number. For this you're going to need 36 pieces, but I wouldn't suggest folding it over 36 times. You just put it in the loop, cut, hold to the other side, and cut. Quick, easy fringe. Now to add the bunny tail pieces, you're going to put the hook in the free loops that were left over from making that second round. Okay, so that's just the free loop. You're going to take 2 pieces of yarn, fold it in half, and we're going to pull that yarn, folded yarn through, and then take the loose ends and pull through and then tighten it up. And we're going to work all the way around like that, working in the front loops only of round 1 and of round 2. Do not put the yarn in the back loops of round 2, because we're going to need those outside loops there for sewing the bunny on, the bunny tail on. Now I'm going to go ahead and work all the way around here. Again, you just take 2, fold it in half, pull it on through that free loop, pull the loose ends on in through, just like you'd make fringe or anything, and pull it tight. I'm going to work all the way around, and then when I'm done, we're going to sew it on. Now I've only got 2 more sections and I need 2 more loops to put the yarn in. I'm going to do that real quick, and then we're going to sew it on the back of our bunny. So I'm working in the front loops only of that second round. Again, the back loops are going to be for sewing it onto the bunny. And this is our last one. It's a little tight there. And our 2 pieces. Alright, I know it doesn't quite look like a bunny tail yet, but I promise you it will. Now, here is our victim, I mean our bunny, and he's going to finally get a tail. Okay. You're going to want to center the tail where you want it to be, and then we're just going to sew the back loops all the way around using our yarn needle. You can also do it the other way around, where you sew it on first and then add the yarn. But I chose to do it this way today. And that is my poodle in the background. One of our neighbors is mowing his lawn. And that's the end of Buster. Hush. It's okay. And that would be my neighbor's lawnmower. Not sure if you can hear the lawnmower, but that also means spring is here, which means this bunny will be extra appreciated. Because if spring is here, then Easter's around the corner, and that one just was fighting me tooth and nail. Okay, we only have a couple more to go. I'm going to hide that tail from making that magic ring just right in the center. There's no need to stuff it because it's going to look fluffy enough when we're done. Alright, and that's it. Okay, so this is pretty much our bunny tail. At this point you can just pull all that yarn just to make sure it's on there really good and tight. And then we got one last step because we cannot have our bunny going into town looking like that, because that is just, unless you want to make a hippie bunny. But that's just not going to do. So we're going to give our bunny a haircut. Our bunny tails get a haircut. And you just cut it and make sure it's nice and rounded off. And I will say that I have done this and not thought about it, what I was doing, and didn't do it over a garbage can and done it on my lap, and I wouldn't suggest that because I was completely covered in little yarn bits and I was a complete and total mess when I was done. We're going to just trim him a little closer. And again, this particular bunny I'm doing today is not Foo-Foo. This is Reese, who is also on craftydev.com, but Reese didn't have a tail yet and really needed a tail. Okay, you just shape it until you feel his tail is just right. Make sure you look for anything that's sticking out. And ta-da! We've got a bunny tail! And a Reese, even though he's covered with little pieces of yarn right now, is quite happy. But that is how you make Big Bunny Foo-Foo's tail.